Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and from this video I will start the Qlik Sense tutorial. I've been getting a lot of requests related to the Qlik Sense tutorial about posting some of the videos about how to do the stuff in Qlik Sense. So I thought of creating a tutorial. So I will be posting a lot of videos related to Qlik Sense, and I hope you would find it useful. And if you would find, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe so that you can keep getting that information directly in your inbox. Alright, and don't forget to share them with your friends, colleagues who wants to learn Qlik Sense. Well, with that, let's see what is Qlik Sense. And as it says, it is a self-service BI tool and a platform for visual data analysis. But let me give you some other perspective. Well, if you are new on my channel, you will probably not aware about the other videos that I've posted, because I'm blogging it from past 5 years, from 2013, like mid of 2013 I believe, and I started with Qlik View. That's like what we can say is either a father or a grandfather for Qlik Sense, because Qlik View was one of those tools, which I found it very useful as compared to the other tools, and I was so much in love with that I even started doing the blogging about it, and that's how it all picked it up. And after 2 years, in 2015, I started hearing about the Qlik Sense, and initially it was not that mature and there were a lot of development going on, so I stayed a little bit. But now I think corporate have started adopting it. A lot of companies have started adopting it, and there are a lot of buzz around the Qlik Sense about what it is and how would you basically differentiate with the Qlik View. Well, in that case, if you are looking at it from the comparison perspective, Qlik Sense, I would say, is more modern as compared to the Qlik View. Qlik Sense has all the capabilities which you would usually find in the Qlik View. We will see it in action. Definitely some of the things are new and some of the things are still in development for Qlik Sense. So sometimes it may be frustrating for you if you are transitioning from Qlik View to Qlik Sense. But I would take it like this, that BI industry is getting advanced day by day, and Qlik View probably was not serving the purpose of the self-service visualization tool, which is modern from the data visualization perspective and adoptable, with which can show to corporates about some nice looking graphs, charts, which is in self-serviceable by nature. Well, that's, I would say, at a high level difference. Also, I would think like this as compared to Tableau, if you will. Tableau has been promoted as one of the best visualization tool, and I would not disagree with that, because for any new user who is not having any kind of programming background can still play around with it and get some basic stuff done within minutes. So it has been promoted as a self-service BI tool. It has been promoted as a most modern and advanced BI tool. So I think what Qlik is doing with the Qlik Sense is trying to compete with the Tableau in this area, where it is making Qlik Sense, so kind of making transition from Qlik View to Qlik Sense and making it self-service BI tool. So a lot of theory about it, but I wanted to express this because a lot of you may have questions related to how I compare it when I compare it with Tableau, how it is when I compare with the Qlik View, how it is. So just trying to give you in a nutshell what the difference is. So what is Qlik Sense? I told you, but these are some highlighted points: self-service BI tool and platform for visual data analysis. Now, how does it work? Well, similar to Qlik View, as I said, it is inheriting how Qlik View works, because I see this picture in 2013 as well, where they were trying to make a case that this is how the historical traditional BI system works, where you need to make a selection to reach to a salesperson. you just cannot reach to a salesperson. You need to first make a selection: region, then in state, then in product, then in salesperson. So you need to follow a hierarchy. But when it comes to either QlikView or Qlik Sense, you can go in any direction. You can directly select a salesperson and then select a state and then select a product, or maybe salesperson then product, or maybe first product then region. So it works in, what they say is, it works like your mind. Your mind can ask any question, and you start exploring the answer. So it doesn't really matter where the exploration starts. Qlik basically gives you this flexibility that you don't have to follow any hierarchy. You just keep doing the selection based on the question in your mind. Maybe the question is which salesperson has done the highest sales in the specific region or a specific country, a question like this. So it starts with a salesperson. You will have the sales metric, and then you will have some options which will give you the top sales, and then you will select the region, and so on and so forth. So question can start from anywhere, and that's where Qlik Sense or QlikView will really come into the picture, where they allow you to make the selection the way your mind wants. So that's how Qlik Sense work. And without further delaying, let me show you how you can get the Qlik Sense. So here we have the Qlik Sense, the website Qlik, www.qlik.com/us. And we have two options. We have free trial and try or buy. So if we click on the free trial or try or buy, it will take us to the same screen. So let's go here, and we have two options: Qlik Sense Cloud and Qlik Sense Desktop. Well, you can try it for free as long as you want, so no issues there. And you can, if you don't want to install it and want to use the cloud version for free, you can get it. So go ahead and click on the get a free account. Once you click on the get a free account, you need to fill up some of the information about yourself: password, job title, telephone, country. Enable this option and send the form. So when you send the form, your account creation link will be there or activation link will be there, from which you can follow the instruction and get your account created. And once you are done with all of this process, two options, you can come over here, login, Qlik Sense Cloud. It is available on the main screen. If I go back and show you over here, login, Qlik Sense Cloud, or you can, since you will be pro in coming days after watching these videos, and you will feel like you don't have to really follow this hierarchy, because that's not how Qlik works. So remember this, qlikcloud.com. Once you click it over here, you will be presented to the Qlik Sense Cloud version, and it will have the login option, so through which you can start logging. So you don't have to really visit the Qlik website and create it. So I have already created my account, so I can just go ahead and log in. So let me just go ahead and log in into my account. And initially it will take some time, but for me it will not take that much time, because I have already logged in so many times earlier. And yeah, as you can see, it just takes a couple of seconds. So once we are in here, it's a very simple interface. Over here, it's kind of a home button that you can say. If you are anywhere, let's say over here, Qlik Sense chart or Qlik Cloud resources, all of on this screen, and you want to go back directly, you just click it over here, and you are here on the main screen where you are on your work, my work. So over here, I'll just show you a couple of things, like first of all, the information about what your applications, what your data files will be presented over here. Then you have my stream, where you have any published app. If you have worked and done the and finished the work on any of the application, then you can publish it. All the published app will come over here. And then if you have the Qlik Sense chart that you want to share with the others, as you can say, then manage your shared chart here. So these are like shared charts which you want to share with the other developers, so you can do that. When you are in the my work, you have the options like creating a new app, importing the data, some of the settings which we will see in future, and sorting your apps and data files either alphabetically or by published date or by modified date. So with all of these options you can do that. And finally, what you have is the Qlik Cloud resources, where you have a lot of different application. In the next video, I will show you a sample application, which is sales discovery, through which we will learn some of the terminologies of the Qlik Sense selection. And then you have some videos about how you can connect to Salesforce connector, your first app, all of these things. You can make use of it and get your learning even started from there as well. And here are some of the links to explore a demo app, which is nothing but will take you over here. Watch a short video, read a quick guide, create an app, share an app. And then you have option of Qlik community, where you can ask questions if you have any problems. You click continuous classroom for any training purposes, help, market, some of the options which we'll see in futures. And finally, explore Qlik Sense Cloud. So all of these options are available. You feel free to explore these, and you will find some lot of good information over there. But I just wanted to give you an overview about what the Qlik Sense Cloud is and how we can work in that. Well, in the next video, we will see about a sample application. We will learn about some of the selection methodologies, some of the terminologies about when you make a selection, what it is, and how different types of selections that you can make. So stay tuned for that, and don't forget to subscribe it so that you get all of that videos. And if you like this videos and enjoyed it, go ahead and hit the like button. Well, I'll meet you in the next video then. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. And in this video, let's explore a sample Qlik Sense application. Alright, so here we are on the Qlik Cloud resources, and let's take any simple application. For example, let's take the sales performance pipeline, one of my favorite subject. So it will take some time, as you can see, to open up the application. And I think pretty much every time it takes a similar time whenever I have opened it. So I don't think it is doing any optimization. Probably it is doing some optimization, but I feel like every time it is taking the similar time. Alright, so when we open an application which is published, that's how it looks like. It has the information about the sales performance pipeline and productivity. Some information about when the data was last loaded, when it was published to, and file name. And some description about this application drills into the details of sales code and pipeline metrics. The user can discover how all the components of sales organization are performing. And if you go down, you see the three different sections. First is the sheets. Sheets are basically where you create your visualization and actually can see it afterwards. So you have introduction sheet, you have dashboard sheet, then you have performance and effectiveness, pipelines, quota, competitive analysis, opportunity details. So if you see kind of a structure you will visualize. So first it starts with introduction that has a high level dashboard, then it goes into its individual areas and drill down it. So that's kind of an example of how a standard Qlik Sense application should look like. It always starts with some information about how to interact with your application. So that's where the introduction is, some key definition about what are all the metrics, what are all the information that you are doing. Then at a high level dashboard and executive dashboard, which management can see, and then some metrics which within the department you may have different analysts or maybe somebody in the management team who want to look at their specific information about somebody in quota team, somebody in the pipeline team, somebody at a very opportunity detail, maybe a sales rep may want to see it, so they can, or a sales manager can see it. So information is present for everyone, they just need to go in and drill down. So how you can see individual sheets? Well, you just need to go ahead and click on it, and this information will be populated over here. And as you can see, it has given the introduction, dashboard, given the definition, a small definition about each sheet, and some information about the charting over here. And if I need to move on to the next sheet, which is dashboard, then I have two options over here. So this is the first section where, as you can see, the name of the sheet, the application is here. sales performance and pipeline. If I click over here, this is what it shows. We have already seen it earlier. And on the right side, it gives you the option to take help, stories, bookmarks, and finally the sheets. So either I can jump directly on any sheet, or I can use this next sheet option. So I click on the next sheet and the dashboard will be populated for me. So I can go step by step using these, or I can jump by coming over here and pick any sheet of my interest. Once I do that, I have some options, like as you can see, I have the options of selecting any region. If I click on country, I can select the country, I can select the competitor, I can select the sales rep, and all of this information will be populated for me. So for example, I am interested in China, and I'll just click over here, and all of this information, as you can see, very quickly is updated for me about what is the closed revenue, quota achievement, opportunities, and all. And what I selected is now present over here, and that's basically the second section over here. First section is some information about your higher level objects. Then what you do in these objects as part of the selection will present over here. So we selected the employee country China from here. This is now present here. If we want to go back, we can click over here and take a step back, as well as we can remove all of the selections by coming over here. So let's go ahead and click over here, and all of our selection, or we just made one selection, that has been removed. If we would have selected 3-4 things, for example, let's say if I would have selected APAC and China and maybe sales rep as Andres Nelson, and if I want to remove all of these, I will just go ahead and clear the selection. All of the 3 selection will be removed. And if I want to take a step-by-step approach, then I would have taken this step back. That's it. So that's basically the differences. If you come on the right hand side, you will find something like you can do a search. So for example, if I select, let's say, Andrew, it will give me all of the information about Andrew if it can find in the data source. So as you can see, it is doing a smart search done, and it has shown me these sales rep. It can find in customer name, it can find the Andrew. So it is now asking me what I need to select over here, and accordingly it will present the visualization for me. So if you're not interested here, because that's like too clumsy, but sometimes it's very helpful, because you may have thousands of products, and instead of selecting one product by searching it, maybe it is starting with P or maybe R, it's somewhere down the middle, you can just come over here and search it. After that, we have selections. So what it does, it finds all of the dimension fields and show you over here, which you can actually use to make the selection, right? So these are the things which is available for you for these 3 different sections. First section is the general information about the stories, the bookmarks. So probably I have not explained stories. So stories are nothing but something very specific, a message that you want to communicate. So for example, if a product sales is slowing down, then you may want to figure out the reason. And to figure out the reason, there is a story behind it. So what you may want to do is probably tell that story with the help of the data, that when it started, how it started down, maybe competitor giving the discounts, or maybe the product was not performing, it was having bugs, so on and so forth. You can collect all of those things and present a story which is again related to a very specific subject. That's where you need to create a story. So that's a basic idea about it. Bookmarks is something you have done some analysis by making some selections over here, and then you want to preserve that analysis for later use, or maybe to share with someone else. You are going to go ahead and use the bookmarks, and we have already seen the sheets, right? So this is the first section. In the next section, it's all about selections. The third section, this entire sheet, is all about how you do the how you create the different types of objects, whether it is a list object like this, and whether it is the charts and metrics like this. So that's very quickly about how the different components are within Qlik Sense app, specifically if I talk about in the sheet, and how you can interact with them. So I will meet you in the next video and talk more about these different charts and metrics and some more things about the selections. So stay tuned with that. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. And in this video, let's talk about selections. So we touched a little bit about selections when we were covering this section of this sheet. And one of the ways we can make the selection is by just coming over here and selecting what do we want to select over here. So once we do the selection, we have the option of making selections that is related to the first selection that we are making. So that's basically a one way about how you can make the selection within Qlik Sense, but it is rich in making a selection. How? Let's do that. Let's see that. So second thing is about making a range selection. So for example, I am only interested in this 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I can do is I will just start dragging from there where I started and stopping it over here, right? And I will confirm that by clicking this. So I will make this range selection, right? So that is what I wanted to show you. Generally, you know, this information you will not find it in tutorials, but that's another way of making a selection, right? If I show you another way of making a selection, well, I'll just click over here, which is not a very efficient way in this case, but lasso tool, it is especially useful in cases like where you have scatter chart. But let me show you. I will just start this and start making kind of a selection. So if you see, I'm just making these 3 selections, right, and confirm that. So this is helpful in making the selection where you have these scatter charts. I'll basically see where my scatter chart is. I will just clear all of that, and let me see if we have created any scatter chart. Yeah, over here we created, but I don't know. It's kind of an image probably. All right. So that's the example of scatter chart, and here performance. All right, so over here I'll just click on this chart and this lasso is now enabled for me. I will just start doing the selection, and over here very custom selection, and make the selection, right? So this way it will show you the filtering of this data like this, and help you make the selection. So that's another way. If I go back and come to the dashboard, another way I can make the selection is, let's say top 10 opportunities, top 10 closed opportunities, all of that. Let's say I am only interested in Q1 2014, so I can just go ahead and click it over here. As I click it on Q1 2014, all of the rest of the charts are populated. But as you can see, there is not a lot of information because there are inside formulas which is not agreeing with the one particular selection. So I will just remove that. But mainly I wanted to show you that you can even select the label from here and make a selection. Even I can just go ahead and select this, and it will populate the rest of the charts or rest of the different charts. So these are like some of the ways in which you can make, and even if you have legends somewhere, you can even click on the legend. So pretty much everything which you see over here is selectable. It's just that with practice, you know, you can do the range selection, you can do the lasso, you can selection from here, from the chart. It's just that whatever question is coming in your mind, based on that, you can start making a selection, and Qlik Sense will help you to achieve that. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to talk about these different types of selections within Qlik Sense, and now I'll meet you in the new video topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you some of more information about the selections within the Qlik Sense dashboard. So for example, if I just go ahead and let me just close this. Let me just try to select it again. Maybe it's my connection which has been reset or something. So I just refreshed the app in the backend, and let me just try to make a selection again to present my case. Alright, now it's working fine. Alright, so when I make a selection, as you can see that over here it is green and it is gray. So green represents basically how many selections I have made out of entire selection. So that's why I have just made one selection out of these 4 selections. So only 25% of the area is covered, and rest of the area is gray because the rest of the selection is not related to this current selection. So that's a term you need to remember, because Americas, EMEA and LATAM are not related to APEC. That means they are different territories. That's why they have been highlighted in gray, and that's why they have been presented over here also as gray. But if you come over here, you will see a difference that few of this information, which is like 30%, 40% over here, is in white and rest is in gray. So if I just come over here, and you will see that Australia, China, France, India, Japan, Thailand is all white. What it says is basically that related to APEC, these are the countries which within the data model which basically represent that it is related to APEC. So if I go and make a selection on India, it will make it. But if you see France, logically it doesn't make sense, but I think that's kind of a mistake that they have done in the backend. So India is what I will just make and make a selection, and over here we will see the different competitors. So entire information is in white, so that means all of these competitors are present in country which is India, and we can make a selection. So these are basically 3 different selection state which is present to us. One is basically a green state, which indicates that a selection has been made. The white, the state which is represented by white background, reflects the related values that is related to the selection, which we can further select. And then the gray, that means the values which is not related to the selection. So for example, if I come over here on the sales rep, all of these first 6 sales rep is related, but if I drag it down or if I go down, these are not related. So it tells us the entire picture. It tells us what we have selected, what is the other values which are related to the selection which we can further select, as well as what are those values which are not selected. And I find it really helpful in many cases. Say for example, if I'm doing an auditing like this, right, over here France by default is coming under APAC, which it should not come because it should be a part of EMEA. The if you see this, Europe, Middle East and Africa. So France is technically should be a part of the France EMEA. So these kind of auditing is something which you can do very easily with the help of the Qlik Sense. So not only in the selection, in the data auditing kind of scenarios, you can really use the Qlik Sense. But what I wanted to explain here is the 3 different states: the green, which reflects the selection state; white, which reflects the state which is related to the selection which we can further select; and then the gray, which reflects the selection which is not related to already made the selection. So these are the 3 states you should remember whenever you are working with this. If you will keep on working with it, it will be by default, you will remember that, but initially it will be good that you should know what are the 3 states, because sometimes even in the interview they may ask the question, what does the white state, or what does that state reflect where you get the values in the white? You know, those kind of questions can definitely come. So for a beginner, it's important that you remember that and use it whenever you are working with the dashboard or you are in an interview. So that's quickly I wanted to show you in this video, and now I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. And in this video I will tell you the Qlik Sense architecture, and as you can see here we have three different layers within the Qlik Sense architecture at a high level. So first layer is the data access layer, second layer is the application layer, and third layer is the presentation layer. So first access, which is data access layer, and as the name suggests, is helpful in getting the data from various sources. For example, if you have a text delimited file or a CSV comma separated file or any Excel file or any database or cloud resources, even some big data like Hadoop, Cloudera and all, you can actually have the connectors. So you have these connectors available on the Qlik website, apart from the regular one like the Excel databases and all, and you can get data from these various sources to bring it in the Qlik Sense. So that's where first layer comes into the picture. Second layer is the application layer, where mostly your administrators and the data architects or people who are responsible for producing the right data modeling, which is kind of a heart for your Qlik Sense application, will gonna do the work, which requires a lot of scripting. So in the application layer, as I said, administrator will going to manage the application, and there is like QMC, which Qlik Queue Management Console, which helps doing a lot of tasks like scheduling, publishing the application, and allowing the interaction for the end user by creating sessions and all. All of these tasks are kind of managed by the administrator, and those who are involved into scripting the data modeling are the data architect for the Qlik Sense. Application will going to work on the application layer specifically for data preparation for the front end. Now on the presentation layer, two types of users comes into the picture. First is your designers, who will going to design the presentation by creating different types of charts, metrics, filters, etc., which will be consumed by the end user, and that is your second type of user that will be accessing the presentation layer, because whatever designer is creating, that means charts, metrics, filters and all, will be consumed by the end user, and they will just look up the presentation layer and get access to all of those different types of charts. So that is at a high level a very high level your Qlik Sense architecture. I know there are a lot of different things if somebody wants to go deep down, but if you're just trying to understand from a developer point of view and not from the administrator point of view, because administrator will have to really go deep down into pretty much everything, right? Because they need to make sure that data access layer is working fine on the server, application layer is working fine, presentation layer is working fine. But as a developer, you just need to have an understanding about a superficial idea about what these three different layers are, because sometimes even in the interview somebody will ask the question. So at the high level, to give an answer within 2 minutes, you should know what are these three different layers, and at a high level what these basically do. So this is what basically I wanted to give you an idea about the three different layers which is present in the Qlik Sense, and we will be interacting a lot with all of three different layers, because we will be accessing the data, we will be creating the model, massaging the data and doing some ETL things, and finally we will prepare the presentation. So don't worry about it, we will access all of these three things and see it in action. So stay tuned for next videos, and if you like the video, well, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe the channel for getting all of these videos directly in your smartphone or in your email. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video let me give you a quick overview of Qlik Sense desktop. Alright, so let's see it in action. Here I have the Qlik Sense. If I go down, alright, here this is Qlik View, this is Qlik Sense, and here I have the Qlik Sense desktop. So let me click it over here. And as I click it over here, it is starting the Qlik Sense desktop, and it will ask me, if I'm not wrong, the username and password. So you have to have a login for that. And let's see it. Alright, it is taking some time, so let me pause. Alright, it has come. So username it is asking, and password. If you don't have, then go ahead and register it. Simply like any other registration you need to do. It's a simple registration. Okay, so I have, I think by this, login. If you want to remember, if you want Qlik to remember your password, just click on the remember password, and probably don't, from the next time you don't have to enter the password, just hit on login if it is your personal computer. So that's what the screen you will get once you will first open the Qlik Sense desktop. So Qlik Sense desktop, welcome to Qlik Sense desktop, and create a new app, right? This is what we are going to do. So if you want this dialog box to show at startup, you may keep it as it is. If you don't want, then remove it. So I don't want it because I can do it by going inside into the Qlik Sense. So I have just removed it. So I'll just click close. Now the desktop interface, as you can see, is very simple. On the left hand side, it has the repository, my personal repository for work. And if you are kind of a cloud environment, then it may have a different types of repository, your own personal, your development, your production, all of those different things. Now you can hide it by clicking it over here. And on this main screen, as you can see, I have the different sample applications like consumer sales, executive dashboard, sales discovery, help desk management, tutorial, beginners tutorial, all of those things. So I think I have shown one of the application in the cloud environment. Again, if I just click it over here, it will be same as the cloud environment which we have explored earlier in the videos. There you must have seen the application name was coming here when it was last loaded, and down there you have the different sheet, and you can click on any of the sheet and it will open up the sheet for you. And over here, as you can see, consumer sales is open. So if I want, I can simply close it, right? So that's a very simple interface that has been given to you. There is no complexity. But if I come over here, here is an option to go to Qlik Cloud, an option to search. Suppose if you have 50-100 different applications, suppose you are a very busy developer and have a lot of applications, you can just go and search it. If you come over here on the menu, Dev Hub is present for those developers who are developing components into the Qlik Sense, and some extension development, help and about, self-explanatory over here. If you come down, here is an option to create a new app. If you want to sort these applications alphabetically or with some other options, you can do that. Here also how you want to see these applications, like a grid view or a list view, you can do that. So that's a very simple interface that has been given to you by the Qlik Sense, and pretty much that's it. Yeah, apart from this last part, which is getting started, it's nothing but the help. So help, you can get it from here as well as from here. All right, so that's pretty much it. A very quick overview of the Qlik Sense desktop, and in the next video we will start creating our application. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and let's start creating our application, right? So I'm excited. Let's go ahead. To create an app, we have the option over here, create new app. So let's click it over here. It is asking us what is the name of my app. So in the background, I have sales related data, which I will be using, a very simple data and very straightforward. There is nothing much to really understand about it, because it's some orders related to the sales and showing different properties like how much discount, how much profit, by what ship mode, etc. you have done the sales. So let's explore that and give a name as sales, and let's create it. sales was successfully created, and over here, as you can see, this is our new app. So let's go ahead and open an app. And over here, the very first screen is asking us two options: adding data from files and other sources, script editor. So first thing is, definitely we want to add the data, and if you need to massage the data or transform the data into our required output format for our analysis need, we will use the script editor, but that is for our later videos. First, let's go ahead and add some files. So I just clicked it over there, and over here there are a lot of options, as you can see. So you have on the left hand side manual entry, my computer, Qlik data market, and then Amazon Redshift, and number of options. You can actually pause the video and read all of these things, but some of the important one, if I say, is Salesforce. We use a lot. Oracle, right? ODBC connection, SQL Server, Amazon Redshift gaining popularity every day, right? And rest of the others like Google BigQuery. All of these things are at our disposal that we can actually connect to and utilize it. All right, so what we will do is, for now, I will just select my computer, and in my computer it will ask me where the file is saved. So I will go and see users, and on my desktop, so I'm just going there. Over here I should have the sales file. Yep, sales.xls. What I will do is, I will give you the link of the same file in the description, so you can watch it from there. So if I just click on the sales.xls, what it has given me is a very simple screen, where on the left hand side I have the information about the different sheets. I have order sheets, I have returns, the orders that have been returned, and some users in the third sheet. So I am right now only interested in the first sheet, so that's what it has been checked. If I need both the sheets, I can check returns, or if I need all the sheets, I will just check them. And by default it has sensed that it is a Excel format, and that's why it has populated it. Embedded field name is basically indicates that first row within the Excel file contains the field name. If it is like the second row or third row, we can change it from plus over here, and it will take the first row or the second row or the third row as the name of the fields. If I want to remove any of the columns, for example row number, I really don't need row number, right? So I can just uncheck this, and this will not be part of my application, right? And you have the option to basically go in and view the entire data, and we have other options like filters and all. So let me show that to you in a different video, but for now, over here, let's simply go ahead and add the data, and let's keep it very simple. So data loaded successfully in just 1 second. It was a very small data, I think not even like 10,000 rows. So pretty quick. Close. Now over here we are in the this app, and over here we have got these different fields. First option is get started with the insights, where you can search your data for field or concepts. So it generates some quick insights. Apart from that, if you see over here, this is the insight section, and this section is basically something about selection tools, the fields that are available for selection. So let's go ahead and see this. So what it has is basically your selections that you can make on. So for example, these fields like customer name, customer segment, discount are calculated, and so on and so forth. I can simply go in and drag it down. So in that case, if you need to see all of the fields which are there for you, you can actually come to this option, which is kind of all selection or selection tool for all of the filters that is available for you. So, and if I go back to quick insights, get started with the insights, let's generate some insight and see what it has to give us. So once we have just clicked on that, it has created some good visualization for us, and you can see all of these visualization are getting created automatically. So even if you are a new user and you are not at all aware about how I will going to create some sort of a charts, you can simply click on this generate insights, and what it has done is order ID by sale. So which order ID has got the maximum sales, so it's in a sorted manner. Again, Pareto chart, kind of 80% of the sales are coming from the 20% of the products, so it applies that rule. And as you can see over here, these 4 categories are generating the most sales, and that's what it is indicating. And then you have sum of sales year to date by order date, right? And then sales broken by product category. Then you have broken by province, order priority, and all a different type of chart. Then overview of province by product subcategory and sum of sales. So these are like province like Ontario, Alberta, Quebec, Nova Scotia, all of these, British Columbia, looks like a Canadian one. So after that you have ship mode over ship date, sum of sales and profit, sum of unit price over ship date. All of these different dimensions it has identified, and the measures it has identified and given us. It's pretty interesting chart. Sum of profit and sum of sales for province, clearly indicating that this is the one which is really having the good profit as well as good sales, right? Similar chart over here, but with some sort of a conditional formatting, right? So this is what it has generated some insights for us. And if you are interested, we have the option of adding it to a sheet, to a my new sheet, or you can create a new sheet over here. So this is about a quick overview of your application creation. We explored this selection tool, and we generated some insights. And in the next video, let's talk further, and let's start creating some of our chart. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and let's start exploring our newly created application by creating a new sheet. Alright, so I'm clicking over here, which is the application we created in the previous video, and here is the first screen that you will see after opening your application. And here by default, if you see, my new sheet has already been created, which we explored in the previous video. And on top you see the sales application and when it was created and the file location. So if you want to modify some of the information, you can come over here and click on edit and edit the title and the description if you want to add any description, and enable this or confirm the changes. Down there, if you see, there are some app options. So what it has is the appearance right to left. It's basically disabled. It's nothing but if you are developing an application in a language which is starting from right and going to left, for example Arabic, then you can use this option. Also, you can change the theme, which is Qlik Sense Classic, Qlik Sense Focus, and Breeze. Background color related options that you can change, font color related option that you can set at the start. Yeah, if you want to change the image, so for example you are seeing these images, right? If you want to put it as a logo or your department specific logo, in such cases you can use this image or something that you have in mind for this particular application as a logo, that you can use it. And another thing I will tell you is a site from where you can actually get this thing, because I find it very helpful. So if I come over here and tell you this site, which is pixabay.com, so this is like an additional input I'm giving you, and here I get a lot of different images. I can just search with the something like analysis, and it will give me all of the different ideas. So I heavily utilize, for example, like this image or like this image, right? Gives some professional look to our application. So just additional information that you can reach to this site Pixabay. It's free, all of these images are free. Images which are not free is at the start, because these are sponsored images from Shutterstock. Alright, so let me go back. So from there you can actually get the image and put it here, and then you can have the image alignment, and once you are done, just click on this and come back. Alright, so after that you can create a sheet. But before I create a sheet, I will just tell you some information about this ribbon. And in this ribbon we have three options. First is sheet, self-explanatory. All of your sheets will be present here. If you have created any bookmarks, it will be present in the bookmarks tab over here. And if you have any stories or you want to create a new story, you can come over here and create a story, but it is for later use. On the right hand side, again the same option, create a new story, but if I change the option, it is not showing you any bookmark, because, and not even an option, because bookmarks can be created only within the sheets. So if I have the sheets, the option is create a new sheet. So two options, either come here or come here and create a sheet. So let's go ahead and create a sheet, right? I just click there and it is giving me the new sheet option, and let's give it like sales discovery and some description. Let's explore sales. Now if you see two things, the first thing is the image. Again, you can have the image for an entire application or for a specific sheet. Say for example, dashboard you want to indicate it with a different image, analysis you want to indicate with a different image, or maybe for executive summary you want to have kind of an executive related image. All of that thing you can do it here, so highly customizable. Another thing, if you will observe, is the expression. So suppose that you want to have some long information in the description and you want to have the calculated fields, like at the start you want to show kind of a quick summary for the executives, which takes the commentary as well as some calculated fields, like this is the sales for the current month compared to the previous month sales. So all those figures can be dynamic, and you can, within this expression editor, you can create that entire dynamic expression, so that whenever any executive or anybody who is opening it and needs that information, all that information will be present at the start. As you can see, you have the options here, all tables, field you want to choose, aggregation, and all of those things. Again, functions, variables that you can apply. We will see these things later in the videos, but I just wanted to give you an idea about what are all the flexibility that you have. Third thing is deleting the sheet. So here you can have the option of deleting a sheet. So for now I think I am good. So I just clicked outside, and this is the sales discovery, and two option. If I click here, it will open up the sheet. If I click here, it will open up this description, which I can further edit if I need. All right, so let's click on the upper side and it will open up the sheet for me, right? And right now we are in the kind of a presentation mode. So to go into the edit mode, we can come over here and click on edit. So as I clicked on edit, I have four different options, like fields, some master items, some charts, some custom objects, like, or add-ons. All right, here we have the option that we can select a particular table and get its related field, or even we can search it if there are like hundreds of fields. So for now what I'll do is stop here, because there is a lot too much that I have showed you, which you need to digest. So do an experiment within the sheets that you have, and I will meet you in the new video with some filters and all that we can create in this sheet. All right. Hello guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can create the filters. So we are in the edit mode, as you can see, and we have the different fields, and to create a filter we need to go into the charts, and over here we need to have this filter pane dragged over here. So once we drag it, it asks us what dimensions we want as our filters. So let's click on this and get some dimensions, like customer segment. So here we have customer segment. Now if we want to add a couple of more filters, we can go back and click on, let's say if I go down and get order priority, and let's say I want to search, in this case maybe order mode, or that was ship mode actually, I think ship mode, right? And maybe I want product, so let's say I want product category. So all of these fields are here, so let's click on done and see how it is coming in the front end. So over here these fields are coming in order, so customer segment, order priority, ship mode, and product category. And if you want, let me go into edit mode. If you want that these fields values are something you want to hide, but you want to only display the name of the field, so what you can do is just press the Ctrl Z, because yep, and just drag it up a little bit, and now you can see the values have been hidden and you just have the field names. And once you click on done, some of the fields are still coming, so let's go back and yeah, drag it. So now the values are not coming, but only the field name is coming. So if I click on customer segment and let's say I choose corporate and click it, here also you can see that how many selections I have made. Similarly over here you can clearly see how many selections I have been made. So this is another efficient way about how you can show the filters. One is definitely that you want to show the filter as well as some of its value. Another way is you just show the filter name and keep all its value hidden. One other thing is let's say you do not want all of these filters in a horizontal row. So in that case what you need to do is you need to keep creating the multiple filter pane. So for example, if I just go here and if I want to remove, I can click delete. So yeah, that's another thing, that if you want to remove any filter value and want to replace with something else, delete it and add it again. So I will just go ahead and delete it. So now I will just drag it up until here, yeah, and I will take another filter pane and I will add another dimension, maybe ship mode. Alright, it's did not select it, so ship mode, and I will press equals to, I think it should do that. And let me, yeah, we need the bracket when you have the space between the values. Apply, yeah, now it is coming fine. So you can still drag it, and if you want you can keep it like this, or if I want to show the value, you will drag these borders down and it will keep showing you the value. So let's click on done. So in this case customer segment is not showing any value because we have dragged it up till here, but for ship mode you can see we are showing all of the values. So these are some of the properties that you can actually have it with your list box, or I keep saying list box because I had used it in the Qlik view, but these are just the filter pane in the new Qlik Sense. So edit is here, and say for example you want to change any sort of sorting in case of multiple fields, you can come over here. And if you want to change the appearance as well, say for example you want to show the title and other related values, you can enable that, and you have the option of specifying title, subtitle, and footnote. So these are all the properties that you have that you can change and play around with it and get the desired output based on the settings given here in the Qlik Sense filter pane. So that's pretty much about it, the filters in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video we will see the selection states. So if you remember from the previous video, we had created two filters, which is customer segment and ship mode. Let's go ahead and create another one and add the dimension. So we had customer segment, shipping mode. Let's add product subcategory as it has a lot of different values, and let me create one more final one which has a lot of values called product names, right? A lot of values. So we are done with this. Now we are into the front end, and let's make a selection. So once we make a selection, now three things are happening here. One is that the value that we selected is highlighted in green, as you can see, and over here also it is showing you that something is selected, and consumer is highlighted over here. Similarly, if I select corporate, over here you can see what values I have chosen, but over here it is indicating now that 2 values out of 4 values have been indicated. So one thing which is happening is value which we are selecting is highlighted in green. Values which are not related to the selection in this case is highlighted in gray, right? So if I show you over here also, and if I go down quickly, sorry, I just select that. Let me go down quickly and see. There should be, yeah, there are values which are highlighted in gray, right? But if you see that this is a dark gray selection or highlight, and this is a light gray. So this dark gray basically indicates that these values are not at all related to consumer, and you cannot select that. If you select this, it will change the selection over here. So if I go ahead and select this, as you can see, it has changed the selection. So let me do the undo to step back. So this is a way I do the undo. All right. So let me go down again very quickly and show you the state, what it means. All right. So you can clearly compare now that based on this selection, this is dark gray and this is light gray and this is white. So as I mentioned, dark gray indicates that it is not at all related to the selection that we have made, and a light gray in this case indicates that it is allowed for the selection. So if I go ahead and select it, it will allows the selection and does not change the first selection. Now whatever is indicated in the white, we can further select, right? Say for example, I want to select chairs and chairmates. So over here, when I do the selection, a lot of values are changed here. And if I select over here like this, it will allow me to select it. And similarly, it is a light gray section over here, which indicates that I can further select any of the value. Apart from this, I have option over here which says select all, select alternative, select excluded, as well as select possible. Select possible is not highlighted because there is right now no value. I just by mistake click on the cancel. So let me take a step back. Alright, I may need to do the selection again. So I just randomly selected like this and made one selection and just incorrectly pressed over here cancel selection. That's why all the selection were removed. Alright, so what I was explaining is these values, which is select all. If I click on this, it will select all the values. And if I go a step back and come over here, apart from this, I have select possible. It will be highlighted only in the case where we have the values in the white background. So if I just cancel this and cancel the name of selection over here, and I come over here, now select possible is enabled, which indicates that I can select all of these possible values. Possible means values which are highlighted with the white background. So it will select all the values. So you don't have to manually select one by one. Alright, so I cancel it. Apart from this, I have the select alternative method, which you remember, if I select this, now this is enabled. So what it means is those alternative values which are not highlighted, it will select that, but not this one, right? And the last option is the select excluded, which basically exclude these values which have been excluded it earlier. So these are these different states and different options that is present with every filter. You just need to do a selection on the filter name and it will be present to you and you can make use of it. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you something which is smart search. So let me remove all of these selections from here that we made in the previous video. Now the smart search option is very conveniently placed over here, and as you can see it indicates smart search. So I'll just go ahead and click on that. Now it is asking me that search your data. That means I can do the search in my entire data. For example, let's say I want something related to polarizing. So I will start writing and it is now suggesting me that polarizing. So I'll press tab and it will indicate the product names which is coming where the name is coming polarizing. Similarly, if I want, let's say I have a lot of product categories or the sub product categories, I will just choose the computer in this case, and it will show me every field which has or the field value which has the computer in it. So for example, within the product subcategory I have computer peripherals, but in product name I have computer in these many products, as well as 11 more. I can click over here and it will show me everywhere I am getting the computer. So this is basically the smart search is which you can basically utilize in your sheets. Apart from the selections that is available to you, you can simply go in and based on the word or the thought process coming into your mind, just start entering accordingly, and if that word is present in any of your table, it will start showing you as a result over here. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and let's review the different charts which are available here within the Qlik Sense. So go into edit mode and here we are in the charts. So first and foremost chart that you have is the bar chart, very commonly used. It shows you basically the comparison of the numerical value based on the dimension that you have chosen on the x-axis. Similarly, the box plot chart is a famous statistical chart to show the distribution of data. Combo chart is basically a combination of bar and line chart. Distribution plot is a new and a different type of plot and helpful in doing the comparison of numerical data when you want to basically group it from the perspective of its range comparison. After that you have filter pane, which we have already explored over here. Gauge chart is helpful in gauging basically where the value is. You can compare it with your car's dashboard, which basically shows where the speedometer value is by indicating it from that line. Then you have histogram, another statistical chart which is helpful in identifying the distribution of data. Finally, you have this KPI. KPI is a single measure chart and helpful in showing and highlighting the key performance indicators. Then you have line chart which is basically useful in showing the trend information related to, let's say for example, you want to see orders over a period of time and similar metrics like that. Then you have a simple map to basically show the, let's say you have different countries information or states information and you want to show it on a map with the help, and you want to take the advantage of that intuitive visualization, you can use map. Then you have the pie chart, very commonly used and a traditional chart to show the portion of the data. That means which portion is taking the most part compared to the other. Then you have pivot tables. I believe you have been using it if you have prepared the reports and dashboards. So pivot table is present that we will see in our videos. You have scatter plot. Scatter plot is very helpful. Sometimes it is also called as bubble chart. But if you have, let's say, thousands of data points and you want to plot it on X and Y axis, it is really useful. We will see it in action. Then you have a simple table. Many times simple tables are useful in viewing the information. So you can use that. Then you have text and image, very useful from the perspective of reports, dashboards, and for a custom text if you want to display. Then you have a tree map chart, which I feel is the advancement of the pie chart, because it shows what each section is taking, and you can even have hundreds of sections and you have one section in another section, so there is a lot of possibilities. With that, we will see it in action. And then finally, the waterfall chart for those custom needs where you really want to see that how a particular value is making up when it has the different sections. So all of these charts we will see it in action in their respective videos, but in this video I just wanted to give you a quick idea. If you are just starting up with the Qlik Sense, then what are all the charts which are available to you? Some of them will be definitely you must have seen, like pie, bar, pivot table and all, but some of them would be absolutely new. So let's see them in action when their turn is arriving. So that's pretty much it for this video, and I'll meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you, or rather give you, an overview of data manager. So over here in the navigation you have the first section is app overview, which is basically taking us to the at the front page of the app, from where we can choose the sheet and all, which we have already seen, but for now let me click on this data manager. So once I click on the data manager, you can see that on the very first section it is showing us the table which we have imported it earlier. If we want to add more table or data, we can click over here, add, and add more tables. Similarly, if you see over here we have related to this table, we have all the fields which we can see, and we can scroll it left and right to see it, so see basically all the fields. Over here you have the option to edit this table, refresh this table or reload it, so that if there is any addition or removal of the data in the backend, it will be refreshed accordingly. If you want to delete it, and if there is any filter, then you can cancel the filter. Couple of other options like view details. So for now, let's go ahead and click on the edit this table, just to give you a quick overview. Now edit this table opens up in a new window, and here we have the option like this. If you are seeing, if I hover over, it's a general, and if I click over here, we can do basically rename, we can sort, we can view the detail. So let's click on rename, and I can now, instead of having a space, let's say I want the underscore, right? So I can make that underscore and just click somewhere else, like I have just clicked on order date, and now this is done. But as you can see, instead of going here and doing a rename, I can simply click here and do the rename, right? And apart from this, as you can see, I have the option of sorting in case I want to sort the data, and I have the option of viewing the detail. Let's click on view the detail. So it shows that it's a source field, it's order date, and no operation is done. You can close it. All right, so you can perform all of this operation on all of these different tables. Now after this, you have the option of unpivot. Let's say you have a structure which you have imported in a pivot kind of structure, and you want to unpivot it because you want in a long format and from the visualization perspective, then you can unpivot the data. After that, you have the option of adding a field. So for example, based on certain calculation, you want to add a field, you can add it. And that's the most commonly used operation, because business needs keeps increasing. When they see the first output, they want more and more, and n number of times you will have to create a calculated field. So that option will be very helpful. So I wanted to show you. After that, you have the option to select data from the source in case you want to select it. So once it is done, you can come over here, you can click on this, which is done, right? And basically see whatever changes that you have made, like order data, order date, underscore, everything is done. After that, you have, so this is basically an association view in case there is an association between the tables. But if you want to just have the table view, you can click on table and it will show you the table. So right now it is showing pending update because we have not loaded the data after making the changes. Once we will load the data, it will gonna work absolutely fine. So let's go ahead and load the data and see how it is coming in the front end, and click on edit this sheet and go to fields. Now if you see order underscore ID and order underscore date, right? So if you again want to make some changes, go to navigation, come to data manager and select the view in which you are more comfortable, and start making the changes into the data by going over here in the edit. So that's a quick overview of data manager within Qlik Sense, and I will now meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video let me give you a quick overview of data model viewer. So over here in the navigation we have the option of data model viewer. So once I click on that, it will show up the data model viewer window in a couple of seconds. So over here, because we just have one table, that's why you are just seeing no other table or no other relation over here. But as you can see, there are like a lot of different options, like how you want to see it. Say for example, you just want to see it like a normal tables, then you can see it like a normal table, or if you want like the new way of Qlik Sense showing it in sort of a circles and all, so you can basically see it. So what I can do for now is let me add another table. So for example, I'm going into data manager, if you know, remember from our previous video, and let me add the returns. So what I'll do is I click on here and I will go to my computer and desktop, and I will, nope, not here, desktop, and sales, and I will take returns and I will remove that, and I remove that. So returns is the table which I basically want over here. So I will click on add data. As I click on add data, you will see that both of these fields, so it is showing me that this table is deleted. So let me go back and see it again. Accidentally I think I deleted it. So sales, orders, and add data. You can see how quickly I can or even you can do it. So now over here it is showing you that how you can join the two tables based on the order ID. So if you are confirmed with this, you click on apply and there is a connection made between the two tables. Alright, now let's go to the data model viewer. Let me load the data and make sure that it is done. So going into edit sheet, now coming back and going into data model viewer, because saving the changes and loading the data is very important. And now you can see kind of a connection that is available, and I'm able to expand this. So all of this information is basically available to us in terms of a very intuitive interface in which we can see these data models, and I can just simply click on any of the column, and as you can see when I click on this, it highlights that this is where the table is connected to. The different table from via this field. Apart from this, you have a couple of other options, like if this is the layout you want, then you can simply go ahead and lock the table layout so that there is no changes after you're coming back and seeing it again. And you can expand or you can zoom in, zoom out based on your needs. Say for example, you have 10 different tables, and you can just zoom out, and all the tables will be appeared over here. So that's a quick overview of data model viewers, and I just showed you as well how you can join the table, import additional table and join it, and then again see it in the data model viewer. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will give you a quick overview of the data load editor. So let me click over there and let's click OK, because for me that's okay if I don't want to save it because I have not done many changes. So here we are in the data load editor, and on the left hand side you see we have two sections. One is the main section and second one is auto generated section. So this auto generated section is basically a part of all the operation that we were doing in the data manager. So it creates an auto calendar by default, and it has imported that orders and returns table, and there is some calculation which is going in at the start. So now if you see, this is asking us to unlock, because you have just one way of managing your data inside the Qlik Sense. Either you can come over here in the data editor and manually make changes, or you can use data managers. You cannot use both. It has to go in one way. So most of the times I recommend that if you are a beginner, try to make the most use of the data manager, because a lot of tasks which you will do come and do it here will be done over there very easily. Just drag drop and you are done. But if you are finding that data manager you have used it at full capacity, and now you want to really make your hands dirty with the scripting and all, you come here, unlock this, and start making the changes, right? So you can create your sections by clicking over here, which is saying that create new new section, and it will create a new section like main or auto generated, where you can start creating the script based on that section need, right? After that, you have over here, if you want to make the data connections and all, you can make the data connection here. You have the option of debugging, so you can debug as well your script. So these are all the options which is available, and once you are done, you can load the data, and this will load your entire data into the front end. So for now, I'm not unlocking and changing anything, because we will do a lot of tasks with the data manager's help. But for sure, once we will get a lot of experience into Qlik Sense for doing and managing our data, we will definitely come here, because we will have to do a lot of work here. So that's pretty much it for now for this video, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. And in this video, I will show you or I will explain one concept for which I keep getting some questions. So that is like how we can understand something is a measure or a dimension. So let me come here on the fields. So over here you can see you have a lot of different fields like customer name, customer segment, discount, order ID, priority, and order quantity, so on and so forth. So those who are really beginning with the BI technologies like Qlik Sense get confused with the facts, dimensions, measure and dimension and things like that. So in a way, I'll just try to explain this concept in a very simple way. So first thing is try to understand from the perspective about previously if you have created any chart like a bar chart. So on the x-axis you have some values like say for example 5 or 6 country names or maybe year names. So that is basically your dimension or a value by which you want to see the data. And what you want to see the data, that means the numerical value, which is the actual bar. For example, sales by country or sales by product or sales by product category. So when you basically say that sales is a measure, because that will basically quantify it, and dimension is basically a context through which you want to analyze the data. So dimensions basically helps us in finding the context from the data. And whenever we say, or somebody is coming to you, you suppose you are an analyst, and they are coming to you and asking you that they want to see why sales is dropping in that particular region. So in that way, sales is basically, it's a numerical data, it's a continuous data. That's why it is a measure in that case. And region, suppose in this case, is the dimension, which is for which you have got the question. Now to check this hypothesis, obviously you will go and look at different region, compare it with the region of interest, and see whether the sales are really going down over a period of time or not. But coming back to the basic question, what are facts and or what are dimensions and measures? So dimension is something which is discrete data. So this is something like repetitive data. So for example, customer segment will be repeated for hundreds of orders which are present, but it is not same for order quantity or maybe profit, because for each order the profit will be different, and it is very, very unlikely that two different orders are having the same profit. It may happen, but I'm saying it is like in 1,000 orders it is just one chance maybe, right? But when you come to region, this is like for every order it is repetitive in nature. So when the values are repetitive in nature, like region or customer segment or product subcategory, they are dimension. But if they are not at all repetitive in nature, and case like in thousands or in millions time, they can just be repeated once or twice, they are like profit, and they are called continuous data. So product subcategory, region, all of these are discrete and a repeatable data. That's why they are dimension. And profit, sales, order quantity, all of these are continuous data, and that's why they are either fact or measure. Both are same. So I hope I am able to solve this question which I keep receiving. But let me know if it is still confusing, and I will try to reply your comment based on what comment you're posting. So that's pretty much it, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you or explain you the master items. So when I click on the master items, I have three different sections. One is dimension, another one is measure, and third one is visualization. Now I'll just show you or tell you the basic concept of master items. And as the name suggests, master item. So master item is something that you are creating once and using in the entire application, whether it is a chart or whether it is a filter. You can just simply go ahead and use it. So why is that useful? So for example, suppose you are creating any dimension or measure which is using some complex calculation, right? So you would not really like to do that calculation again and again. Suppose you are using a chart, or you are having 10 different sheets and you have to use that calculation 10 different times. So you will have to write that calculation if you don't have the master item. But suppose if you are using the master item and you are in the measure and you click on create new measure, and for now I will just say sum of sales as a simple calculation. But think like if you have a very long calculation, things like set analysis, aggregation functions and things like that, then you would just specify it over here. Just give it a name, whatever name. For now I will just give sum of sales. Any label name you want to give, or expression, any description you want to give, any color you want to give, or text you want to give, and just create over here. So what we have created, one master item, which is sum of sales. Now if we go to any chart, let's say for example I try to create a bar chart. All right, I just dragged it over there, and I will click on add dimension, and let's say segment. And when I click on the measure, you will see that first of all I am getting the master item, sum of sales. And as I click it over here, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to specify any expression or anything. It will create a sum of sales chart for me based on what dimension I'm choosing. So that's the benefit, that I don't have to write any function or any expression, either myself or somebody has already written it for me, and I am simply using it as an analyst in my charts when I am trying to create any reports or dashboard. So coming back to the master item, you can create very complex calculation once and use it again and again. Similarly, if you are having any calculated dimensions, say for example create new, if you are creating the dimension based on any field, which includes if condition or some other expression, then you can simply create it once and use it again and again after clicking add dimensions. So that's about the master items. And before I close, finally, it's basically true for the visualization that you just need to create that complex visualization once, and if you want to use it anywhere in different sheets, then you can simply go ahead and use it. So master items, one standard line that create once, use many times, or create once, use anywhere in any sheet. That's the simple statement for the master items. So that's pretty much it for this video, and now I'll meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will give you a quick exercise, and the exercise is pretty simple. So in the previous video you have seen that we have created the master items within the measures, and within the dimension also you can create it. Visualization we will see it in later, but I want to give you an exercise where you are creating the different measures as well as dimensions. If you have, let's say, any dimensions of your interest from the current data source, then I would like that you create, let's say, average of sales or sum of profit and average of profit by creating the new measure. Similarly, if you want to create any conditional dimension, however we have not touched on that subject, that how we can create a calculated kind of a dimension which is a conditional one, but you can create a simple one by simply selecting a dimension. Now that I have already explained, so I look forward that you are creating the new measures and dimensions, which is basically a practice of how to create a master item. And then we will use, and then whatever dimension or measure I will create, I will going to use it in the subsequent videos and show you in action. So you can do this practice and come back for the next video, and we will see a new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can create the bar chart. Alright, so the bar chart is here within the chart section of this assets panel, and we can drag it where we want, right? As you can see, if I'm going right towards right side, this is how the shape is taking. If I'm coming a little bit on the left side, a big vertical shape that it is taking. So depends on how we want, we can place it. Like if I'm coming on the central, it is taking the entire area. So let me put it over here and simply add the dimension. Now I have added some of the dimension into my master items, which I have given you as an exercise. So if I go on the master dimension, created few of the very simple dimension just for the exercise, and created few of the measures, right? So I can simply go ahead and add the dimension, let's say customer segment, and I want to add the measure, let's say profit, sum of profit. Alright, so now we have the information here, a very simple information about the profit by customer segment, and we can clearly see that corporate is the biggest one, whereas home office, small business, consumer are pretty much the same. Now, as you can see, these are just 4 categories, so we can come over here and click and drag it towards the right. And as we are dragging it, you can see it is changing the bar space. So based on how we want to have a look and feel from the bar chart, we can put it. Okay, after that, let's come over here and review these sections. So first section is the data section, and over here we have the customer segment. We can add more dimension. We can add alternative dimension. I'll talk about that in later in a different video. What alternative dimensions are. Similarly, if you look at measure, you have one measure and you can add other measure if you want, as well as you have the option of adding an alternative measure, which I'll show you in a different video. After that, you have the option of doing this sorting, where you can open up these dimension and measure. By default, auto is enabled. You can disable it, and if you disable it, manual options are now given. So sort by expression, sort numerically, sort alphabetically, these options are available. And after that, even looking at the profit sum, you have the option of disabling it, where you will again get options like sort numerically, descending, solve alphabetically, little different from the dimension. So for now, I will just enable this. I will explain all of these different sorting options because sorting plays an important role. So maybe in a different video. Now include 0 values if you want to include 0 values, but if you don't want, just uncheck that. Very simple. If you have any calculation condition based on which you want to show the chart, you can specify that, and we will look at in a different example about how we can really enable the calculation conditions for the chart and make use of it, because it's a very important one. Then you have the reference line, because most of the time we want to add a reference line that maybe on 200k or maybe on 400k, so that we can clearly see whether we are reaching towards the target or not. So you can simply click on add reference line, give it a label, reference line expression, you want to give any color or anything, and finally if you don't need, let's say you can even delete that. For now, let me delete that. After that, you have the appearance, where you have a lot of properties, which is general, where you can give title, subtitle, and footnote, as well as you have presentation, how you want to show the bar chart, vertical or horizontal. You can clearly do that. Scroll alignment, if there is a scrolling enabled, grid line spacing, by default auto, you can uncheck and manually specify. Value labels, again simple on and off, so you can clearly see if I enable it, you are getting the labels. And as you can see, it is smart enough that over here the bar is reaching towards the height, so in that case it has put the label inside, but here in this case it is outside of the bar as well as in black color, whereas this is in white color. So that's the kind of smart feature we get it. Similarly, you have the properties like color and legend, by default auto, x-axis and y-axis, very similar properties about label and title, position, scale, medium. You have like wide, narrow, and all, with which you can really experiment and make and basically put the look and feel which you want to use. But I just wanted to run it through quickly because many times we want standard, but sometimes it is important that you should know what are these properties which are available under the different headings. So since we are looking at first time, it's a good idea to look at all of these different properties. So that's about how you can create a bar chart within the Qlik Sense. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and I hope you have got now a good idea about how you can create your first bar chart within the Qlik Sense. Now I want to give you a quick exercise where you want to, and you need to create one chart by product category, and for each product category I want that you look at the sales, right? So this would be the chart, a bar chart, where you would show that how each of the product category is doing when it comes to the sales, right? And you need to put a proper title, which is product category by sales, and instead of profit sum and customer segment, you need to put a proper label about how the about the proper labeling in terms of product category. If it is not product category, or profit sum, it should be sum of profit or only profit. In your case, it should be only sales. So that's mainly you want to do. I want you to do into your first exercise of bar chart. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will present you another interesting exercise, and I would like you to observe few things. All right, so in this exercise I will ask you to create another bar chart by going over here, and this bar chart will be a bar chart having product categories for each of the different sales, right? So for example, you created here product category. This time you need to create by product subcategory. So apologies if I have said product category earlier. So you need to create a chart by product subcategory and sales. And what you need to do is you need to sort it in the ascending order. So by default it will be in the descending order, and you need to change the order and you need to update it on the descending or ascending order. Also, I would like you to do the same thing for this. You need to change the order. Right now it is the order of by default the data load, how it happens. It is kind of doing the auto sorting based on the sorting available here. But after you are done with the product subcategory, I would like you to observe what happens here in this chart and understand how sorting works. If you have questions, write down in the comment. But I would really like you to use your observation skills and see what is the difference when you sort the chart on the product subcategory as compared to the product category. All right, I will meet you now in the next video, the new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and I hope you will be able to understand the difference. But if not, let's go and create a bar chart. All right. Now let's add the dimension, which is a product subcategory, add the measure, which is sum of sales. Here we have the descending order, right, of the chart. I hope you have got this one. So now let me go back to the sorting, and over here the sum of sales, let me disable that. And as you can see, by default it is sort numerically and descending, so let me change it to ascending, and now the chart is in the ascending order, right? So that's our first condition. Now let me try to do the same thing over here. I will just click over here, come over sum of sales, remove this, chart sort numerically, descending. But as you can see, it is not descending order, right? If it would be in descending order, then this bar would be first, it would be second, and this would be third. If I try to change it, it will not happen, and it might have confused you that, okay, what is really going on? And that is what I really wanted you to observe, that what happens when you apply sorting in here as compared to this. So what basically happens, and as per the Qlik Sense documentation, if the number of categories over here is less than 10, then it will be a default ordering as per the data source load. The numeric alphabetically. But if it is more than 10 or more than 10 categories, then in that case you can actually go and apply the ordering as per your needs. So that's the difference I wanted you to understand, and so that you are not confused when you are actually producing it and spending countless number of hours just to try to understand why in case where you have 5 categories you are not able to sort the chart. So that's pretty much it, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video let me show you what happens when we add the alternative dimension. Alright, so when we add the alternative dimension, for example, an option is given over here. I have selected this bar chart and let me add an alternative, and in this case let me select, for example, maybe province. All right, and let me come back over here and put it on done. When I'm here, if I go down on this chart, you can see one option is enabled over here, which is product subcategory. If I click, the option is given to me that I can even use the province for viewing the chart. So in that case, if you have any specific order in mind that by which your customers should show or your end user should be able to see the different dimensions, you can just come back and go into edit mode, and just for now I'll just apply. Add the alternative dimension. As you can see, I have the option of adding another one. So for example, I want to add regions. So now I have province, I have regions, right? Kind of a hierarchy. So now over here, instead of province, I can go ahead and select even the region based on what my needs are, and I will get my updated chart. So that's about the and what it is asking me, that I have some unsaved changes. Do I want to apply? Yes, I want to apply. So I can add as many as I want, but just to be on a safer side, anywhere between 3 dimensions to 5 dimensions is good. 5 is still way high because it may confuse your user, because they need to interpret the chart based on what dimension is changing, but it's a handy feature that you can use. So that's pretty much it about this video in this topic, and I'll meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. And in the previous video I have talked about the alternative dimension, and in this video let's see the alternative measure. So over here we have the dimension, but down there I have the measure, and I can add as many measure I want, but that will change the chart. So suppose I don't want to chart, but I want to add the alternative measures. So let's say for example, I have sum of sales, but my users are interested in seeing average of sales. So I have created this master item earlier, and I've given you as an exercise. So if you have used that, you can easily get it, right? And let me add one more. Maybe I want to see average profit as well, and I am done. So let me click on done. Now for this region, I want to come over here, sum of sales, and I want to see the average sales, and this is what the average sales looks like. Similarly, I want to see the average profit, and this is how my average profit looks like. So this way I can change the different measures, and I can change the different dimension. Let's say I want to see it by product subcategory, then this is how my product subcategory looks like, right? So that's a quick way about how you can add multiple measures, so that you don't have to create the new chart for a different kind of measure, but add kind of a dynamic behavior within your chart, which is kind of a unique and a pretty interesting feature. But as I've suggested in the previous video, don't go for many measures. Anywhere between 3 is the standard, which I would say is pretty good as per my experience, but at the max go with maximum 5 if you really need it, right? But anywhere around 3 is really good. So that's about how you can add the alternative measures into the Qlik Sense chart. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can create reference lines here in the chart. So for example, in the bar chart, many times we want to create the reference line. So for example, total sum of profit, let's say we want the average profit as a line, or maybe some static line, maybe around 300k. So just to understand which section or which bar is below the target and which is above the target. All right, so let's go into the edit, and over here in the add-ons you have the options of reference line. So remember that I have selected this chart, but let's say if I want to select this chart, a reference line will be created for this one. So make sure that you understand which chart is selected. So let me select this one and add the reference line. So let me add the label, which is target, and let me add the color. So by default black is fine, I'm okay with that. And I want the 350k as a one which I want to use, so 350k. And now as you can see, my target is over here, right? So similarly, if I want to add over here and add a reference line, let's say again target and reference line expression, and I want to add a static line which is around 4 million. So here, so over here 4 million line is added. Similarly, if I want, I can do it over here. So I'm leaving this adding a reference line to you as an exercise. Now I want to come back and show you that not only this, but if I want, I can actually go into the expression and I will say average, and I will say profit, average profit, and click on apply. So as you can see, target is going really down there, 181, and everybody is performing well below, above the average. So you can, the main idea is that you can basically make use of average or other functions which is related to your chart and the reference line, and make use of it. Similarly over here, if I want as an expression, I can simply say average sales, and accordingly. So maybe here it is an issue that it is has not put the expression, so let me sum, or maybe average sales, and apply. And now it is 1.78k, which is very low. But I just wanted to show you about that not only you can use the static number, but the expression as well, and which is making sense in case of the charts. And you, once you're done, come back and see it in action. Right now it is not visible because it's right there on this x-axis, but maybe in your case, when it is more meaningful, let's say you want to add sum or some other expression, you can basically use it in your chart. So that's about how you can add both static as well as dynamic line, because if I select anything, let's say delivery truck, you will see that the line will accordingly change the value. So for example, I've selected delivery truck, appliances, and now the line is changing based on that. So that's a benefit. In case of static line, obviously it will not change and will not give you the right value. So it depends on what our needs are. We can either have a static line, or we can even have the relative line, which is relative to the selections that we are making. So that's about it in this video for the reference line, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video. And in this video I will show you the limitation part of a bar chart. So what limitation is, let's say for example, if you want to display only top 10 customer, or you want to display values which are above, let's say 5 million, so in that case only one value will be displayed. So let's create first a relevant bar chart and then see it in action. So we are already in edit mode, as you can see, and let me just delete this. I just press the delete button, and let me go into the chart, and I'm having this bar chart over here. I will add the dimension. So I will add a dimension which will have a lot of value. So for example, product name maybe. So product name, and I will add a measure which is sales, or sum of sales over here. So here I have the sum of sales, and over here you can see I have the dimension and I have the measure. So let me open up the dimension, and over here you can see the limitation drop down. Right now the value is no limitation, that's why you are seeing all of the value, right? But if I, let's say, click on this drop down, and let's say I want to say fixed number, then you can see the two fields, top and bottom, is now appearing in front of me. I can say top 10, and even I have the flexibility to specify any expression. But for now, I will just press or enter the top 10. Let's say I want top 15, right? So now the top 15 values are coming. But along with that, you can see this bar chart which is coming. It's nothing but the others. That means the total of rest of the other values. And we can uncheck from here that whether we want to show the others or not. So let's uncheck that, and now the values are coming properly. Similarly, top you have the bottom option. So bottom 15 values. So you can clearly see what are those product names in which are actually at the bottom and what are their respective values. Right. So you have both top and bottom. After that, you have the exact value. So you get couple of options. So with exact value greater than or equal to, let's say I will say, for example, 200k in this case. So 200,000. So I will get only these values. If I say, let's say 150,000, then I get just one more value. Let's say if I'm entering 100,000, which is in Indian currency 1 lakh rupees, then you will get this value. So greater than equal to is little different than greater than because it has the equal to sign. So if I click over here, you see there is nothing much of a difference. But if there would be any value which is of 100,000, that it would have been excluded. Similarly, I can press less than, but as you can see, less than has a lot of value. So maybe I can say product sales, which is less than 1,000. Still, there are a lot of values. So you can basically enter the right criteria, but this is how you can enter the criteria. After that, exact value, you have the relative value. So in that case, product sales, sales number which is greater than 3% of the rest of the number of sales, which basically accumulates to 3% of the rest of the products. So I'm just trying to enter 3, but I think it is still large. So what I'll do is I will just say 1%, and we get these values. If I, let's say 0.8%, I get a couple of other values. So what it is basically indicating that the sales for these products are basically greater than or equals to 0.8% as compared to the rest of the other products. And similarly, greater than equal to, you have greater than, less than, and less than equal to. If you want, you can even show the others. So that's how you can basically control your bar chart for not showing hundreds of values like product name or the customer name or any other field which is having a lot of values. You can reduce it by providing the appropriate limitation value based on your business needs. So that's pretty much it. Now I'll meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video. And in this video, I will show you how you can create the group bar chart or the stack bar chart, which is another form of a bar chart when you are having the multiple dimensions, multiple measures. All right, so let's see how we can do that. So first of all, let's go into the charts and let's get the bar chart. And here we have the bar chart, and let me add one very simple dimension, which is customer segment, and let me add the sum of sales. So very simple chart. I have got it that for each of this segment I have the sum of sales. Now to create the group bar chart or stack bar chart, I need to have either one more measure or one more dimension. So but we will go ahead with right now with one more measure, dimension. So I'm going over here in fields. I already have the customer segment. So what I will take is the product category. I will simply drag it over here and I will add product category. As soon as I add, by default it creates the group bar chart. So what it has done, it has grouped the product category for each of the customer segment. I can clearly see how corporate, how home office, small business, and consumer is each of this customer segment is doing from the perspective of the product category. Now let me change this to a stack bar chart. To do that, let me go into the appearance, and in the presentation we have the option of creating a stack bar chart. And as you can see, within the presentation having the stacked option, it converts the bar chart, the group bar chart, into the stack bar chart. And if you want, you can even change the position from vertical, which is like the straight, to a horizontal, if that makes more sense to you. So this way you get the stack bar chart from both the position, or if you want group bar chart, you just select this option. If you want, as it is present over here in the presentation, you can enable the labels as well, and you get the labels for each of the section of your segment. So that's about how you can create the group bar chart and the stack bar chart into the Qlik Sense and get the right analysis out for your dashboard. Well, that's pretty much it, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can sort the stack bar chart. So by default, if you see, it is sorted alphabetically, which is default order. So if I go in sorting, every sorting is by default the auto, and first one is the customer segment. So if I try to rearrange the order, let's say I want to keep sum of sales on the upper side, it will not go. Otherwise, it would have been sorted by sales. So what I need to do in that case? Well, in that case, let me go into customer segment. Let me disable this. And over here, let me say sort by expression. And now I need to enter the expression, which is nothing but sum of sales, the expression which I have used on this bar chart. So I will say sum of sales. Make sure that you are entering the field name right. If you are in expression editor, it will suggest you, but this way, because I remember this field name, I have just entered it. Here it does not give you that autocorrect option. As soon as I enter and press tab, you can see it's in the ascending order. But if I want to change it into a descending, then I can change it into a descending order, and that way my sorting will work fine. So that's a quick way about how you can sort it, and based on the formula like sum of sales, sum of profit, discount, average discount, whatever you want, you can, based on that, sort your bar chart accordingly. So that's about it, how you can sort a stack bar chart into the Qlik Sense. Initially it looks a bit confusing, but it is not if you know exactly where you really need to enter the values. So I hope you have found it useful, and I will meet in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can create the 100% stack bar chart. So this is a common requirement if you are coming from the Excel or any other software which has the flexibility where you just specify the values and produce it. But here within the Qlik Sense, you need to provide the right formula. I know initially the formula may be a little bit complex or may sound daunting if you have not already used the Qlik View set analysis, but I will explain it to you, and I think once I explain, it will be crystal clear to you why I am doing that, which I will going to do in just a couple of seconds. Alright, so the task is to create the 100% stack bar chart. Now let me go into here, which is expression. So I will just click on FX, and over here the expression that I'm using is the sum of sales, right? So sum of sales divided by, again, sum of sales, right? So far so good. We are using sum of sales, but when you actually see 100%, it's basically what we need to do is let me click apply. We need to basically understand or get the sum of each of these segments, the total of each of these segments, to basically derive that 100% values, the real 100% values. So what I'll do is FX, and over here I will use the keyword total. So what total keyword does is basically it creates the total for the sales, but we need total for each of the customer segment. So within these parentheses, I will provide the value which is customer segment. So what I'm doing over here, I'm saying that for each individual stack within a stack bar chart, divide by their respective segment, the total of their respective segment. If I am not specifying a total segment, the customer segment, then it will take the entire total of the entire bar chart. All right. So I click apply, and now you can see the value above have changed to 1, which is actually 100%, and their respective values are coming based on the proportion that they have. So it has a small proportion, it has a bigger proportion, similarly that's a big one, that's a smaller one. So that's how with the help of the formula which I have written, you can get it. And it's very simple. Initially it will be a bit complex, but what we are just doing, we are getting a total by each of the customer segment for the sales, and dividing it to the sum of sales. So sum of sales divided by the sum of sales for each of the segment, total of each of the segment. So I hope you must have got it, but if you have any question or query, please let me know, and I will try to answer and hope it will satisfy your concern or query. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can create a pie or a donut chart. So to create a pie or a donut chart, we need to come over here in the charts, and in the charts you have the option pie chart. Let's drag it on the right hand side, and let me expand it a little bit. First thing is add a dimension. So if you add a dimension, let's say customer segment. Why I'm choosing customer segment? Because it has 5 or less than 5 values. Choosing something like customer name is not a good idea because there are hundreds of values. So that's a thumb rule if you are creating a pie chart, which at least I feel, and it's a recommendation given in other books which are on the topic visualization best practices, that if your dimension values are 4 or 5 or 6 at the max, choose the pie chart to show the relative contribution. And if it is like 10, 15, 20, it's never a good idea to use the pie chart or the donut chart. So let's use the customer segment over here, and let's add the measure, which is sum of sales. Once it is added, you can see that the values are coming for the customer segment and their respective values. Now I can go actually into the appearance, and over here I have the option where I can either choose the pie or the donut. As I choose the donut, there is a circular area in the middle. It has gone it is now not appearing. And once you are done with what kind of chart you need, you can actually then further come down over here regarding colors, which is pretty interesting. By default it is auto, so let me remove that, and right now it is coming as single color. But if I can choose the color by dimension, right? I can choose the color by measure, and I can choose the color by expression. So I think measure makes here a lot of sense, which clearly indicating that dark is where the maximum sales, followed by a little less darker, and then same for rest of the other categories. Once you are done, click on the done, and here you have your beautiful donut chart, or if you need pie chart, you can have a similar pie chart at your disposal to show it in your chart. So as you can see, it has 5 values within the dimension. So corporate, home office, consumer, small business, actually 4. Customer segment is basically the title or the dimension name. So 4 values are there, so it's a good idea that I'm showing it, and I can clearly see which category is contributing the max, which category is contributing the less. So that's about how you can create a pie or the donut chart within the Qlik Sense and use it in your report and dashboard. Hi there, welcome back to the next video. And in this video, let's create the combo chart. Alright, so to create a combo chart, let me delete this chart. And let me take the combo chart from here and put it over here. So combo chart is basically a combination chart where you have the combination of bar chart and line chart. So for that, let's add the dimension. The dimension I will choose will have some 10 or 12 values. So product subcategory is something which I will choose for this example. And I will choose a measure which is sum of sales. So what I'm showing over here is the the sum of sales for each of the product subcategory. Once we have added the information for the bar, we need to come over here in the measure to get the line chart as per the indication given over here that it is a bar chart and a line chart combination. So the combination which I think will make sense is the profit on top of sales for each of these categories. So for the height, let's add the profit, and the profit is over here. I will go into profit and I will get the sum of profit. So up to me whether I want sum of profit or even I can have the average of profit, but that's okay. So now I have both the sum of sales and for each of the category whether I am getting enough profit out of it or not. So for example, here in this case of tables, the sales is high and the profit is little bit less. But here in case of telephones and some value, the profit is really high. So it will allow me to focus on which category I really need to focus and which category is something which is going really well. So this is how, first of all, you can create the combination chart. That's the basic setting that you need to do. But if you come over here in the profit, it is something interesting if I go down, because it will allow me to choose that instead of line chart, I can even have the bar chart or I can even have the marker. And as you can see, if you want, you can even have the value on the primary axis, but I recommend that the measure is different than the primary axis, then keep it on the secondary axis. So you can actually choose all of those values. And finally, if you have or if you want to add another value for the height, let's say another line chart, then you can create by adding one more value for the height. And this way you can make your chart more and more complex as per your business needs. But I would just suggest that do not go beyond 2 height because it may confuse the user. But at the end of the day, it is totally up to you how you want to show it. If it makes sense that you want to add 1 or 2 or 3, then it's up to you. But my suggestion is 1 is good, 2 is more than enough. So that's pretty much it in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video let's create a line chart. And if you have previously created the line chart, you would know that line chart is especially useful in showing the trend, and trend is shown on the over the period of time. So let's go into edit mode and let's delete this. And to create a line chart, let's take the line chart over here. Let's add a dimension. So for order date, let's add month, and let's add a measure which is sum of sales. So we have Jan, Feb, March up until December. We have the different month, and let's add one more dimension which is let's say in each year we want to see how the sales are coming. So once I click on done, here is a line chart which is clearly indicating when the ups and downs are happening and over a period of time whether the sales is reducing or sales is increasing. So 2009 is basically your red line, yellow line, and this is little hard, but what you can do is click over here and it will clearly show you what kind of line it is. So I can clearly see that, okay, this is a blue line and over here you have the green line. So that's how you can even highlight it. So let me cross this because I don't want it that value. So I now clearly see that 2010 indicates this particular line. So this basically shows me the trend over a period of time. Now, like I said, that you can change the colors and appearance. Let's see the appearance section over here because that plays a lot of a role. So two things, you can create a line chart as well as you can create an area chart. So both the charts you can create from this section, and if you see, it starts showing you the different options. So stack area, how you want to show the stack area, like this, or a different way like this, a different stack area for different one, and couple of other properties. But let's keep on the keep ourselves on the line chart. And over here it is showing us the different properties. Again, I will focus on the colors. It allows us to, I have just removed the color, and now the single color is coming, but as you know, I can choose by the dimension, or I can choose by the expression based on what my need is. So it basically allows us to choose from the different colors. But for now, I think I'm good with what was shown earlier. I think this is pretty enough as compared to what is given to me. Then you have the x-axis and y-axis values on which you can change the properties and make it a little bit different if you have a need. But mainly I want to show you how basically you want to create it, and option like how you can convert a normal line chart into an area chart, so that if you want to play around and want to see whether line chart is not something what you need, but the area chart, and area chart is not given over here, you should know that it is a part of the line chart. So that's pretty much it about the line chart in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video let's create a simple table. So I will go over here in my sheet, and let me create a new sheet because we have been doing a lot with the existing sheet. So I will say sales 2, or maybe sales analysis, whatever I need. And here I have my different sheet. So let me add a table over here, and over here it is asking me to add a dimension. So let me add customer segment, let's say very simple one, and let me add the measure. So as you could observe, if I press on the column, it is either asking me to enter a dimension or the measure value. So let me add the measure, and let me add the sum of sales for the sake of simplicity. And here is my very simple table. If I click on done, this is my very simple table. Total is coming on the top. Down there you have the different segments. Now let's say I want to add the dimension, and I want to say that related to customer, so only two values are there. So let me add the product subcategory, and as you can see, it is coming at the end, but let me drag it up here. So now for each of the customer segment, I have their respective per product category. So if I click on done, this is how my table will look like. I can scroll up and down based on my need and clearly see for each of the customer segment how my product subcategory is doing. But if you want, you can even have the product subcategory up here and clearly see for each of this product subcategory their respective segment and how they are doing. So basically I want to say that you can play around with this and get the idea about how you want to set your fields. Now let's add another measure in this, since we are here. So we will add profit, and let's add the average of profit, and it has been added. It's just that I need to drag, right? So it's showing us the average profit. Doesn't look good, so let me change it to sum, right? So now I am here and done, and I can see both the sum of profit and sum of sales along with the product subcategory and customer segment. So This is how you can keep on adding the values based on what your need is, the dimension or the measure, and it will start showing you the values into the simple table. And there are a lot of features that you get. So for example, if I expand this, you get the limitation. Suppose you want to show the top 10 values of the customer segment, you don't want to include the null values, all of those kind of things, as well as show column only if so something based on some condition you want to have some background color condition, you have to have some text color for conditional coloring, all that you can have it within this particular field. Similarly, if I go into the appearance, so I can choose whether I want the totals over here or not. So totals has been disabled, and now whether I want on top or bottom, I can choose based on my need, and I want to freeze the first column. All of these things are pretty intuitive in the nature, and as you disable it, all of these things get displayed, and you can basically experiment with it to make your table more meaningful. So one last thing is sum of sales and sum of profit. How you can change it? Well, very simple. You need to go into the respective these labels wherever this is. So sum of sales, and over here sum of profit. You can change the label, and to change the label over here you need to just unlink it because it is a part of the master item. Once you unlink it, you can change the label as per your needs. So that's about how you can create a very simple table and apply a different kind of settings into the simple table and make it more meaningful for your users. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video let's go ahead and create a pivot table. So pivot table, if you have been creating it, you know that it's a great way of summarizing a data. So let's create a similar table within the pivot. So we want to add the dimension, which is customer segment and product category. So customer segment, and let me add a measure, which is sum of sales. Very simple table, right? Now for row and column, where I want to add it. So let me add the product subcategory into a column. So product subcategory, and for now let me scroll it a little bit, and let me scroll this little bit so that you can see it how it is looking like. And if I click on done, for now this is how your normal table looks like, and this is how your pivot table will going to look like. And as you can see, I'm using my scroller to go left and right and see it in action. So this way, since it is a long, it is little difficult to read, but this kind of a setting is more meaningful for the eyes, and that's why pivot table provides us a lot of value. And if I go into the edit mode, I have the option that apart from the sum of sales, if my need is to add another measure like profit, I can even add that. But as you know, if I keep on adding, it will increase the complexity. So sum of profit. So now sum of sales, sum of profits are coming here. If I click on done, this is how my value is coming for each of the appliance and consumer, corporate, or home office. I can clearly see how my sum of sale and sum of profit is doing in their respective categories. So that's very quickly about the pivot table that you can create. But as you know, it has the standard option like sorting, add-ons, appearance. I have been talking about those in a lot of other videos, so it will be a repetitive if I had keep on mentioning that. But I will greatly encourage you that you do kind of play around with these settings and try to see what they are really providing you. And in case of questions, you can always come back. Hi there, welcome back to the next video. And in this video, let's talk about the text and image. So let me drag it over here. And why you would use it? Well, in most of the reports or dashboards, you may want to add logo, you may want to add some commentary related to the data points that you are showing, some valuable information in terms of text or image. So you can actually drag this, like I dragged it, the text and image option over here. You can drag it and click on this plus. As I add it, it will ask me to enter anything, so I can enter whatever. This is the sales analysis sheet or whatever I want to enter, right? So if I don't want to enter text but I want to enter image, I can come over here, insert an image. I can go in app, or I can add some of the default options over here. So for example, let's say one of the option over here is pretty nice. I saw it in the Qlik. So Qlik default flower. If I click it over here, this is how it looks like: green, leaf, orange. I mean, what I'm just trying to show you is how you can insert it. So let's go and insert it, and over here then you can basically start using it, and once you click on done, you will see it. But before I click on done, I will just show you that you can even link it. So if I click on this link is enabled, and I can see I can give the link information. So once I click on done, I have the leaf over here, which I can present it over here. Like generally at the top you have the company logo, either on the left side or on the right side or on the middle. You can decide the location based on what your needs are. So that's basically, you know, how you can add the text or image into it. But if you have a need where you want to add your custom image, then what you can do is you can come over on this location. Within your user, there will be document folder, which is a default folder in the Windows. There will be a folder Qlik Sense, content, and default, and within the default you can place, as you can see right now I'm using leaf, and I can just simply go ahead and put my images over here, and I can start using the other images, the custom images that I need. So that's pretty much about how you can create the text or the image content within the Qlik Sense and make your Qlik Sense application more interactive and more familiar for your company users. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the box plot chart. So box plot chart is a statistical chart which shows the summary of data based on the dimension you choose. So for example, we want to see the summary of customers, how they are distributed, or maybe products. By product name, we want to see how our products are distributed for sales or for profit. So if you want to know more about box plot, because it is little difficult for a beginner to explain, so what I have is a very simple Wikipedia which has a very detailed text about how the box plot chart looks like, what are the types, what are the variations, so on and so forth. So if you're interested in that, you can look at it. But let's go back and just see how we can create it, because interpretation is pretty long and I have just kept it out of it from this video. If you're interested, you can visit Wikipedia. Alright, so let me just delete it. What I'll do is, let me just simply replace it by dragging the box plot to here, replace with box plot. Alright, now we have the dimension, so I will add dimension. Let's say I want to see the box plot by customer name, and I want to add the measure that I want it for sales, and here is my simple box plot. So if I click done, for now this is what my box plot looks like. And if you hover over a mouse to the box plot, it shows box and third quartile, median, first quartile, minimum. All of this explanation is given, but at a high level, these blue are nothing but outliers, which says this is basically lying out of the boundary of this box plot based on the definition it has. and what is the median. So this is basically a median value, the middle value, what is the upper boundary and the lower boundary, and what this box is basically 25 to 75% of observations. So as I said, it is a bit technical. I'm keeping the interpretation out of it, but let's say we want to further enhance it, so we can go into edit mode. Over here we have given one dimension, which is customer name. Let's add one more. We want to see customer name by customer segment, let's say. So now very nice, we have 4 different box plot chart, as you can see. So I will click on done, and here we are clearly seeing the 4 different segments that we have for our customers, and clearly see in the consumer we have a very high outlier in this case, which was earlier not available. So that's how you can basically do the visual discovery. And then let's say you have the other dimensions through which you want to filter, you can have it, right? So for example, if I go into the edit mode, if I just drag the filter pane somewhere, maybe over here, and add a dimension, maybe what, product category, right? Done. So now I can choose for any of this box plot the product category, let's say furniture. Now I can see the distribution of data for each of my customer segment for my product category furniture. So that's how you can make more and more complex, but since this video is for beginners, so I will just stop it here. You can add as many as dimension you want, which is relevant for your dashboard, and keep making the changes into your box plots unless it satisfies all your needs. But it is a very, very nice and useful chart, or for all those who really want to see what is going on in the data and want to drive the insights from the data. So that's pretty much about it, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can create a gauge chart. So what do we have here within the charts section is the gauge chart, and as you would aware that gauge chart is kind of a speedometer like you would see in your car dashboard, and it helps to know at which location you are. For example, if you are driving at the speed of 40 miles per hour or 80 miles per hour, so it basically tells the similar indicator about business whether we are sitting on 1 million of sales or 5 millions of sales. So without much talking, let me drag it over here. And yeah, it is just asking about one measure, so let's give it a one measure, which is sum of sales. And right now if you see 14.92 is the sum of sales. So if I click on done, it's entire one color, and office supplies, technology, whatever I select, it will gonna work. So if I just click cross and 14.92, but probably that's not how you have seen the speedometer in the car as well, or as well as in the real dashboard. They have some good indicator like yellow, green or red about indicating how you are doing or how the KPI is doing. So for that, let's click on edit and go to appearance, and within appearance we need to specify the segments. So use segments and basically specifying the limits. And before I specify the limit, we need to specify the ranges, which is 0 to max 100. So 100 is not really the limit because our value is going up until 14.92. So let's take something like 16 million as an figure, just a little bit ahead than what is our real number is. So 16 million is the value that we need to take. So our final value is coming somewhere over here, and what do we have is 16 million at the end, just so that somebody has a good indicator, or maybe in future if your sales is increasing by 1 million or 2 million, you don't really have to adjust. Well, then you can go ahead and add the limit, and add the limit again, And from here, if I just drag it down, I can specify this particular section or this particular section by dragging my these indicators. Very easy, as you can see. Or I can specify the value over here as well. Alright, once I'm done, let me indicate that this is red, because if you are having less sales, a little bit less than 6 million, then it is red. And if we are here, then it is yellow. And if we are here, then it is green. Make sense? Now let's click on done. Alright, if I click on furniture, so furniture sale is somewhere around 5.18 million and it indicates red. But if it is furniture plus technology, then we are coming in the green area. Similarly, you have filters like sales representative, sales manager, or general manager of sales, and keep seeing how they are doing based on the different dimensions, different mix and match of the dimension based on your selection. So as you can see how easy it is to create a gauge chart. Just specify some of the dimension, just drag a couple of limits, and within few minutes your gauge chart will be ready. So that's about it, how you can create gauge chart in the Qlik Sense, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video. And in this video, let's talk about the histogram, another statistical chart like box plot, and let's see it in action. And as you know, if you want to furthermore know about the histogram, then you can always go to Wikipedia for understanding why you really need it. But again, it is used for checking the distribution of data in statistics. Alright, so let me delete this section. Let me drag histogram over here and add a field. So what field we want it? So if you notice, it is not saying that add a dimension or add a measure. It is just saying add a field. So let's add a field. Let's say order quantity in this case. So here, if I just click on the done, that's how the order quantity is. And basically it is saying that, let's say for order quantity over here, which is 7, anywhere between 7 and 10.5, the frequency or the count is 675. That means it has been ordered 675 times. Let's go ahead and take another example. Instead of order quantity, let's add sales. How about that? So that's how the sales looks like, and over here it is indicating that sales is between 0 to 6,000, where the maximum sales is, and the frequency is 7.75k. That means most of the orders are appearing here. So couple of things that you can do is first of all, go to histogram setting, and instead of auto, you can change some of the settings, like you want to display number of bars or bar width on x-axis. This looks a little bit interesting. So if I go into the front end, it looks a little bit more professional. As you can see, it is coming down properly and clearly indicating that from 0 to 20k it is going. Similarly, how many bar width, what is the bar width that you need, what is the offset, or if you want to count distinct value. So different configuration that you want to specify related to the bar chart that you want to display. Again, you have some add-ons like you want to include zero value orders, like where the sales is 0 or not. You want to add any kind of reference line, very straightforward, just specify the value or the formula. Again, if you want to change some presentation about how the grid line spacing is, you want to add or remove the labels, coloring y-axis and x-axis, you can play around with that. But that's how the basic setting is, just to provide the field, just to change some of the histogram settings about whether you want bar width or you want a number of bars, up to you based on what you are really looking for, and you will get a beautiful looking bar chart. I'm sorry, histogram chart. So that's pretty much about it, histogram. I really encourage that if you have never used it, first understand what histogram is all about, and then come over here and start playing with this data to understand what the result is really indicating. And this is a very interesting one if you know what this chart is really saying. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can create a KPI chart, which is one of the interesting chart as it needs to be present in each and every dashboard based on what your key performance indicator management is tracking. So let's go to edit mode. Let's get the KPI and drag it over here. Oh, I want to cancel it. I don't want to convert or replace. I just dragged it incorrectly. Yeah, this looks good over here. And as you can see, it is saying add measure. So let's add sum of sales. It's 14.92 million, right? And if we come over here and drag this, we have the first KPI which we have specified. It also allows you to specify the second KPI. So what the second KPI basically really means is that if you have something related to sales, for example profit, right, on this sales how much profit we have done, then you can specify that, because it provides some additional meaning to the KPI. So profit and sum of profit, and as you can see, sum of profit is coming 1.52 million against the 14.92 million of sales, right? Once you have specified this is what all you need to do. Then you come on over here as an appearance, and you have some general settings about show titles and details and presentation. Again, very interesting how you want to display, center, left or right. So center is good. Font size you want large or medium. I think medium is always good because it is adjustable, and small is really small. So I think I like medium. Link to the sheet. If you need to link to another sheet, you can enable and select a sheet from here. For example, my new sheet or any other different sheet that you have. Click cancel for now. And the second, after that, interesting thing is for first measure and second measure, you can provide conditional coloring. If you enable that, you can specify the limit on which limit. Let's say up to 5 million is red, 5 to 10 million is yellow, and 10 to anything above 10 is green. Like this we have specified in the gauge chart. You can even specify it over here and make your KPI chart responsive enough based on the selection you are making and the number it is showing to you. So that's about how you can create a KPI chart within Qlik Sense. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video let me show you how you can create a map chart. So for that, let me go to the next sheet or create a next sheet because it has become really busy. Tutorial, just add it. Click outside, click it over here, and let me bring map over here, right, maybe here, and it will display in a couple of minutes or seconds, I would say. So here is my map. What kind of layer I want to add? Your data as a layer, display it on the map setting, and appearance. What kind of appearance it should have. Alright, so let's go to layers and add a layer, and I want to add a point layer in this case, which is much more visible in this case. So add a dimension. Dimension should be your country or region, stuff like that. So I added the region. As you can see, it will update the values accordingly. And right now it is showing you some of these values like blue dots, which you can change based on the settings that you have. For example, if I put the region over here and first of all what the field and the value is, and if there is any limitation. But what is interesting is the size and shape. So size by our interesting sum of sales, right? So I will just pick the sum of sales from here, and I can increase or decrease the bubble size based on what my needs are. And if I want, I can change from bubble to triangle or square, pentagon or hexagon based on what my range is. So by default it is an auto range, but I can specify my custom range in this case, but I am fine with what is auto showing over here. In the colors, by default the color is automatic. However, you have the option that you want single color or by dimension or by measure. So by measure is really interesting. I will just select the measure, and the measure I want is the profit, right? Sum of profit. So now the profit, as you can see, is clearly indicating that this is a lighted area, that means the profit is less, and this is the darker area, indicating the profit is high. So for example, here in this case the profit is really high. So let me click on done, and here in Ontario the profit is high as well as sales is high, but here in this Quebec County the profit is low but the sales is relatively high. So that's how you can basically configure different properties like coloring or size and shape based on the needs that you have, and the chart will going to populate automatically for you based on the values that you are specifying. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video let me show you the scatter plot chart. So I am just dragging the scatter plot here, and let me correct the dimension of or the boundaries similar to the map chart which I explained in the previous video. So the scatter plot, I need to add a dimension, and it should be a detailed one which is having a lot of value. For example, the product name or the customer name. So customer name is something always interesting, and most of the time you will find it on the scatter chart. So let's click it over here. Add a measure, sum of sales, add a measure, profit, because profit and measure, profit and sale will be on the X and Y axis, and these are all your customers. And that's pretty much it. All you need to do to create a scatter chart, right? So if I click on done, this is all my scatter chart, and let's say if I click it over here, and this will enable this lasso selection. I will click lasso, and I say that I want to select everything here, and if I confirm, this is how my selection will now look like, right? If I want to further select, I will first select something, enable the lasso, and then let's say I want to just select this and confirm the selection. This way I can keep on selecting by finding the cluster of data, which is another very important thing that you want to take care about your business. Excuse me. Which will basically tell what this particular customer is. So cluster of customer is, so for example, these are like high sales but low profit, or high profit but low sales number. That means the sales value is less but your profit is high, something like that. And you want to find these interesting things, and which is available, which can be available with the help of the scatter plot. For example, here it is profit, it is indicating zero profit, and there are customers below to this, so you are interested in knowing. So what you can do is come over here, select the chart, enable the lasso, and just say, okay guys, you are here, so let me find you and let me confirm this. So here it will further drill down if you want. So for example, select it and come over here, all these guys, right? And yeah, and confirm this. So this will enable you to understand what are these guys which are having negative profit and where they are related. So based on that, you can see that probably most of them are coming from this west region here in this case. So that's about how you can create the scatter chart and do the selection and find the clusters of data. So we covered a lot in just a few minutes. So yeah, that's pretty much it in this video, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video let me show you the tree map chart, another very interesting chart, and I find it sometimes it is the replication of both bar as well as pie, but that's my interpretation. I mean, I can be wrong or I can be different than your interpretation, but let me show you how you can make it. So what I'll do is I will just drag them a little bit up so that I can make a space for tree map, and tree map is down here, and let me drag it over here. It is asking me to add a dimension. So for example, let me add not customer segment, but let me add product category first, add a dimension measure, which is sales. Now it clearly indicates that first it is technology, which is having highest proportion. So as you can see, it is showing you the proportion as well as kind of a bar kind of a thing, right? So that's why my interpretation is. But things become really interesting when you add another dimension. So product category is related to product subcategory, because having the product category just the single one as a dimension doesn't make sense. So let me select product subcategory, and now you can see a lot of valuable information. So if I click on done, clearly indicating that in technology you have the office machines as the highest one. Second one is the telephone and communication, then copier and fax, and computer peripherals. So tree map basically helps you to create a tree kind of a structure and clearly identify what are the categories, or which are those categories which is having highest proportion as compared to other, and below to that category you can have subcategories. So for example, we have product and product subcategory, and I think you have the option of further adding the dimension, and as you can see, you can have the size by sales as well. You have the option of adding the alternative, but I'm not applying right now. But you have a couple of options like data handling and appearance, through which you can further specify how you want to further customize it. So that's about how you can create a tree map chart, what a tree map chart is, what's its value proposition, why you should use it. I'm seeing that in modern dashboards where we are showing a lot of condensed informations. For example, you want to show a kind of a pie chart which is having hierarchical data like this and a lot of different values, then you can skip the pie chart and start using the tree map chart, which is available here in Qlik Sense. So that's pretty much about it for tree map, and let me meet you in the next video with some new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the distribution plot. So let's drag the distribution plot over here, and as the name of the plot, it shows the distribution of data. So let's create and then try to understand what it is showing. All right, so let's add a dimension, and let's go ahead and add customer segment. It's an easy one, and let's add a measure, simple one, which is sum of sales. And now you can see there are 4 points, and it is showing a range, and so entire range of the sales for these 4 customer segments. So let me click on done, and here the first dot point is indicating the first category, small business, second category, consumer, third category, home office, and finally fifth one is a corporate. So this chart is basically a very helpful in terms of understanding how overall the range of sales is. That means the starting point till ending point, what the range is, and then the different dimension points. So here the dimension we took was the customer segment, and under customer segment you had 4 different values: corporate, home office, consumer, and small business. It shows how these 4 values of these dimensions are present on this entire range, and one can clearly figure it out that corporate is the one which is at the top, as compared to small business, which is at the minimum, and rest of the other 2 categories are also near to the minimum. Now we can make this chart even more complex after understanding this. So we can click on edit and go to add, and let's add the product subcategory. Now you see we have made this chart more complex. So now if I click on done, for each of the product subcategory I have the range, how the range is. So first thing I can clearly see is office machine is the one which is leading this entire range, followed by telephone and communication, and at the end you have office furnishing. So office furnishing is basically the one which is having the very less range. That means products are pretty much are within a very tight range as compared to office machine, where there is a wide range. And this chair and chair mats, tables, this basically represent that there is a healthy range which is present. And for each of the one you can see that corporate is basically leading in most of the cases, and how the different data points over the dimension is representing within this range. So that's a quick idea about the range chart, of how you can create it and how you can interpret it, and how you can finally add more dimension and make it a little bit more complex for your easy data analysis. So this charts helps a lot to understand the different categories that you have within the dimension, and to understand the distribution of data like you try to understand from other charts. For example, box plot we discussed, or histogram we discussed. All of those are also useful in terms of understanding the distribution of data, but more on the statistical way. And this chart is helpful in terms of more of a range, which shows a range of distribution, and how the different data points are on this range. So I hope you find it useful, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video. And in this video, let's change the gears from visualization to scripting a little bit. And first of all, let's see something related to data import. So if I go to data manager, then we see the tables that we had loaded earlier, orders and return. And now let's try to add another table. I will go to my computer. Within the desktop, I have created sales one table within the sales. So sheet 1 contains, if you see, kind of a pivot table that I had created over there from the order sheet. So it's nothing new that I have done. I have simply taken the region here on the column, on the rows, and on the product subcategory is on the rows. So this is a pivot table, but to do the analysis within Qlik Sense, you need to have the long data structure. Right now what it has is the wide data structure. If you see, the columns are in the wide structure, but the long structure is like this, that all of these columns will come under the product subcategory, respective regions and respective sales. So the option over here is not present, so we need to go back to we need to explore this option within the data load editor. So let me click cross over here and go over here and data load editor. It's saying unsaved changes. All right, I'm fine with that, no issues. So data load editor has the section for the scripting, and as you can see, one of the section is over here where the earlier loaded tables are present, returns and orders. And if you are coming first time here, you will find a small unlock button, for example like this. So it's a different script that it has generated, and if I need to work over here, I need to unlock this script. And what does this indicate is basically, so far I have been working within the data manager for importing the data. So you can either work in the data manager or in the data load editor, but not together in both the settings. So that's why this script is unlocked. And earlier this was also unlocked when I was playing around with that, and I made it unlock by simply clicking over here like this, unlock. So I am here in this section, and let me come over here let me come over here to go to my folder in the desktop, and let me get the file which is sales and select. And it is coming, as you can see, showing me the sheet 1 again, and it's showing me sum of sales, kind of a structure which you get when you create a pivot table. So it has all the headers over here. So what I'll do is I will increase the header size, and region will come on the first, and different product groups will come over here, and sales is here. So far I'm good, and here is the script. So I will go ahead and say insert script. Now what I need to do is I need to take all of these different product subgroups into the a kind of long structure. So what I will do is the cross table, CROSST cross table. I just press the tab, and within that I need to provide the first dimension, which is product subcategory. So that's basically information for the different columns like appliances, binders, bookcases and all of that. So I will say not here, I will simply say product underscore sub underscore category, and here I will say sales. All right, I think I'm good. If I close that, that's it. That's all I need to do. And if I hit the save and click on load data, so it's saying duplicate derived field, the error got right from order date, ship date using auto calendar, data has not been loaded. Close. What I'll do is I think here I think it is creating some issues, so let me just unlock, and let me see if I can delete that. Delete. All right, that was kind of a duplicate. Yeah, now it has completed properly, and there is one synthetic key. I will explain in a different video about synthetic key. It's an important topic. So let's close for now, and let's do it again, and yeah, we are good. Now we can simply look at the data model viewer, and within that we will see that we have the new table, which is sheet 1. It has created the synthetic table, but that's fine. It has sales, region and product subcategory, which is a long structure. So, and now you can go into the app overview, open your sheet and start using this new table. So cross table is basically the one which I wanted to talk about, and if I just quickly show you over here in the fields, all the tables, if I say sheet 1, so I have three fields which I created. If I create a simple table, let's say, and add dimension, and I want to add something related to product underscore sub category, add one more column. I think that was region, yeah, and finally there was this measure which was sales. So now you get this done, and here is your sales total this product subcategory and the respective regions. So that's how you can change the cross table into a long table and make use of this into Qlik Sense. So that's pretty much it, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the joins. So joins are basically very important concept into any business intelligence tool, or if you are coming from the SQL background, I think I don't really need to say how important a join is, and day in and day out you have to work with the joins, right? So how does join work? Well, it works in the background of the script. So if I go into the data load editor, let me click OK. I'm not worried about the changes that I made. So so there is some script which is generated automatically. In the previous video we had talked about the cross table, which converts the pivot table into a long table. For that analysis that you can do within the Qlik Sense, as that's a requirement that it should be a long table. Now if you need to join, let's say for example we had explored the two tables like orders and their returns, right, in the previous videos. So these are the two tables, and if you see, by default they are joined by the order ID. So in Qlik Sense, if you are not providing any kind of join keyword or anything, what Qlik Sense internal structure does is it looks at the order ID here in this case and create a join automatically, and that's basically a default join, and that is the outer join. Now if I, let's say, specify join over here, this will have the same impact which was there without even specifying join, because that's the kind of USP of the Qlik Sense, that it creates automatic join based on the same field that are having same names. So that's the first thing is if there is a default join, that is the outer join. Now apart from that, you have the option that you can specify even the left join, right? Now when I specify left join, this is absolutely perfect, but it will do the join only with the previously loaded table. Let's say if there were table prior to that, then I would have to specify the name of that table. Name of table. Since there is nothing, it will not going to connect, but for, let's say, for the sake of this example, let's specify returns $, and now you are absolutely fine. So the main thing is if you want to join, do a left join on the previous table, then you don't have to specify. It will by default take the previous table. But if there is any other table prior to the previous table, then you need to specify that name, a force relationship. And what left join does, it takes all the values from the previous table or the table that you have specified and only the matching records. So let's say for example, if it has 10 records, or the return table has only 10 records, or the 10 orders that has been returned, then only those 10 matching rows will come from this table and will be connected to this table, right? After that, you have the right join that you can specify. Again, condition is same. It will do the right join with the previously loaded table, and we don't have to specify if that's what we need to do. But if there is any other table prior to this table, then and we want to do a join on that, then we have to specify the name of that table. So what it does is it creates a right join, and it first takes this table compared to left join, where left join takes this table as the first table, right join takes this table as the first table. So if, let's say, it has 1000 records and this table is having only 10 records, then those 10 records, if it is matching the order ID with this table, will be joined to this table, and rest of the 990 records or the cells for this particular table will not be having any value, right? So that's the right join. That means the table that you have, the latter table, all the records from this table and the matching records from this table. Whereas in case of left join, all the records from the earlier table and only the matching records from this table. So that's how you can basically create the different types of join based on the needs of your business requirement. So last but not the least is the inner join, and I think it is important that I mention that. And what inner join does is it will going to create the inner join between these two tables, and only the matching records will come. So for example, it has the let's say 10 different records, and the matching 10 records are here. Then only those matching records will come here, and you will get the output based on that. So left join, right join, inner join, outer join, I have shown you in a very short example and from the scripting perspective here. But there is a lot of material out there, and if you're coming from the SQL background, as I mentioned earlier, I think you are well versed with it. But if you are a beginner, then I would really suggest there is a really good material out there. If you just type joins or SQL join, then you will get a very good material and a very good information. I think I don't need to reinvent the wheel in that case. So that's about how you can specify the different types of join here and get the desired output. So that's pretty much it for this video, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic.